The sticker price is $77,730 at Hebert's Town & Country. If you want to know more, check out the link in the description of the video. Up here with the upper console, there's your button for opening and closing the tailgate. As I mentioned, there's that button on the interior. We also have the buttons for our lights right here. SOS, you can see what all's going on up here, everything for your shade and your power sunroof, all of that's going to be here. You also have your sunglass holder right there, and we'll work our way down across the dash area. You can take a look at what we're going to have as far as that goes. You're going to have your glove box area down there, a little bit of space within, nothing out of the ordinary, just a typical glove box. The passenger side door panel will have controls for your power windows, power locks, nice large armrest, and the nice large door bin. Now, we're going to work our way over here to the driver's side. A couple of things that are going to be different. Seat memory for the driver's seat. By the way, both seats are power adjustable with lumbar support, and they're heated and ventilated. And here are the controls for your power mirrors. Now, if you're wondering how I made these mirrors work, I actually had to turn that all the way around, and then you can see where it's pointed right there to make those power mirrors actually fold, in case you were curious about that. We can lock and unlock the windows. As you can see, your door locks here. We've got our power windows. One touch up, one touch down in the front, but they're one touch down for the rear, and you'll have to hold the button like that to get the window to go back up. Here's the control for your lights, your exterior lighting, your headlights and your taillights. The power parking brake is right here. You can dim or adjust lighting in the interior right here. You do have a power adjustable steering wheel, and it is also heated. Here's everything for your cruise control, all that good stuff. And right here, some more of our controls that allow us to go through quite a bit of information and details through the the driver's display. You can see what all is here. We can go all the way through. There's your tire pressure monitor. If you want to see that, you can see what's going on there. And then we can also use the arrows on the side here, depending on how you want to set things up. You can go through and make changes there. I'm pushing the button right here to change the overall look of the display and what is actually shown there, in case you wanted to know how to do that. On the rear of the steering wheel, we have controls for audio on one side, and then you can adjust what you're listening to on the other. Everything for your front and rear window wipers right here on the right, and then everything for your turn signal indicators right here. And here is our center screen. You can see that you have your built-in navigation. Whatever you want to listen to will be there. A couple of widgets that can be added depending on what you want with that. You've got everything for your media right here. Comfort is here. Now, I don't mean to mislead anybody. This is not the only place you can work with comfort. The good news is you do have physical controls, but over here on the side of the screen on each side, you'll have your heated and ventilated seat settings, heated steering wheel right here on the left-hand side, and then everything for phone. You're going to have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. If you want to take advantage of that, we can go right here to vehicle, and we can see a few different things that we can look at depending on what we need to do. As far as that goes, we can make a few little adjustments. We can fold down the headrest. You can see what all is here, and then we can come right here. Now, this is something I didn't talk about earlier. That was actually something you likely saw in the roof area, in the back seat area, so that you can see what's going on with your passengers in the rear, whether it's kids or adults. Either one can work. And then we'll come right back here. We can go to our camera settings. So there you go. You can see what you have there as far as that goes. We can check our surroundings. Now, that is the only camera on this model, which is a little bit of a surprise at this price point. There are your apps as far as that goes. And then you can scroll through and get to your different apps, whatever you need to do right there. And then you're going to have navigation right here. So it actually takes up more of the screen than what I showed earlier in the video. And I'm going to go into reverse and let you see once again. There is your backup camera, so you can see your surroundings back there. We'll also find right here we can turn on and off the radio. You can adjust your volume. And here are our physical controls for the air conditioning that I mentioned to you. Nice to have that right there. One thing that I do think is interesting, your wireless charging pad is right here, and you have to look way down or be able to do it by feel to get to your USB ports and your 12-volt power outlet. It's just kind of far back there. Seems a little bit too far for me, but that's the situation. Then we're going to have our button right here to turn off our auto stop start, your lane assist right there. You can do that if you need to take advantage of that. We're also going to have our traction control, and then you can turn the hazard lights on and off depending on your situation. Now here is our shifter. I know a lot of people don't like this style of shifter. Tell me which person you are. But it's just a dial basically to go into reverse, neutral, drive, and then all the way over to the left, back into park. And here is our drive mode selector. Now you can see what your drive modes are on this area right here on the center console, but that's not the only place where you can see it. You can also see that right here on the driver's display. So you can see what we have as far as that goes. We've got snow. We're going to have our auto right there if we want to take advantage of that. You've got sport. You've got the checkered flag. It's sitting on right there, I guess, to say it's going to be fast. I don't know. Something like that. And your cup holders are concealed away right here if you want to do that. And a couple of interesting notes here about the center console. A few things to talk about. Number one, you've got the armrest here for the driver and the passenger. Number two, we're going to have this area right here that opens up. There's a couple of USB ports on the inside right there. If you want to take advantage of those, we can close that up, and then we can come right here and actually open up this center section. Let me get that piece of paper out of there. And it's actually really deep down there, quite a bit of space. And here is a quick sampling of the 19-speaker audio system that you have here in this Grand Wagoneer Limited. I hope that sounds as good for you through my microphone as it does in person. It does sound fantastic.